Can you tell me about this Navy SEAL assault knife training?
I created this Navy SEAL assault knife for them.
And you trained them?
Yeah, I had a prototype of that. We trained that, and they loved it because they could shoot a gun and climb a rope with it in their hand and swim full speed. So that was a unique kind of a handle that I had. The blade wasn't unique, but the handle was.
You swim with it and shoot with it and climb with it?
Yeah.
And what were you going to do when you got there? What would you need a knife for?
What would you need a knife for?
Yeah.
Well, if you're underwater, knives are pretty handy.
With what?
And if you needed to climb a rope with a knife, you could. If you needed to swim with a knife, you could. If you needed to shoot a gun with a knife in your hand, well, you could.
Why would you need a knife underwater? You alluding to killing enemy swimmers?
You're not a Navy SEAL then. You're not even a Navy SEAL if you don't know what a knife is for underwater.
Are you alluding to killing enemy swimmers?
Yeah, I trained them how to do that.
Kill enemy swimmers?
Yes, I trained them how to do that.
Do you know what the likelihood of bumping into an enemy swimmer is underwater?
I know. That's the reason the Navy didn't have me full-time and do more of it, because they only considered water as a medium to go through to get to your mission. They didn't understand or see the value in training, hand-to-hand combat in the water, even though I did train them a few times.
In the water? Hand-to-hand combat in the water?
Well, my favorite one is just something like this. I might be able to pull it on him. Is asking him what the Coast Guard equivalent of a Navy lieutenant commander is. I used to stump SEALs doing these exercises with that, kind of like a treasure hunt. Do you know what the Coast Guard equivalent of a Navy lieutenant commander is?
What's that?
A lieutenant commander. And they never get it. He wouldn't fucking know. In the Army, Marine Corps, and Air Force, it's a major. And the Coast Guard, it's a lieutenant commander. And they all just scratch their head and go, I don't fucking know, man. Well, it's a lieutenant commander.
Uh-oh. Whoa. Uh-oh. Whoa! God almighty, he's taking line. Why? Get the net, baby.
Okay, I'll get the net.
Get the net, babe.
Okay.
Holy shit, look at him.
He's ugly.
Look at him, babe.
Brother Howe, during church service today, you turned to me and gave me a brief introduction of a gentleman sitting across the aisle from us. Tell us who this gentleman is sitting beside you.
Well, this is Aaron Pratt, and he's a former Navy SEAL that spent a number of years in the Navy, and he was involved in the war in the Middle East and was captured on a mission. And he, along with a number of other Navy SEALs, how many, Aaron?
21.
21. And they were mistreated, tortured, and all those things. And if I'm correct, I think you were the only one that survived all
Yes.
this. Yeah, he's the only survivor of those 21 Navy SEALs.
Our main business is an MRE business, okay? So we've revamped the whole MRE business for the U.S. military to try to provide better meals for our warfighters. And so, one of the big things that we're doing is that we're hiring in like adults with disabilities and teaching them how to end up having a job. And we're also hiring in disabled vets and giving them, work and things like that. And so, up the street is a gun shop that our computer people told us about. Went in and met the guy, and he's this old Navy SEAL, lieutenant commander's got a gun shop that's really struggling. He can't pay his rent. He can't do this. So we've been paying his rent for the last couple months, last several months. I went ahead and put him on the payroll to try to help the guy out. We went ahead and said, you know what, let's take some of our profits and stuff that we have and try to help this guy out. He's always broke, but he drives a $60,000 CTSV Cadillac with 880 horsepower.
I get it. What's the name of that gun store?
It's called the Lone Coyote Gun Works.
Lone Coyote. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason why he named it Lone Coyote, because on the SEAL team, there was a dude that...
I knew it.
He would always be the one to go out front. He would sort of be the lone coyote, and whenever there was a mission, he was always the one that would like be the first one out. And he put these things on 100. They were in I think the Baltic Sea, and they came back to Hawaii, and they didn't even know what they had done until they got back. And then during their briefing, he was told that they put these things on 127 Russian ships.
I've dove on a lot of ships being a SEAL, putting mines and shit like that, training stuff, submarines, all that stuff, aircraft carriers, you name it, I've put it on. And I tell you what, in all my time, and I did a lot of diving, combat swimming, I've never hit 127 ships. That's a fucking day of work, man.
I want you to talk to this guy, Bruce. Right here. Talk to that guy. He's an old Navy guy that said they called up talking about buying some MREs from us. And I was telling him what we were doing. And he's on speaker right here. Oh, there you are.
Hello, Bruce, shipmate.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine, bro. Been a while since I've been in the Navy. I served on the USS Lockwood, the McKee. I did kind of the whole fleet thing, but the guys were telling me about you. Retired SEAL, sir, Lieutenant Commander?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my gosh, how about that? How long did you do, sir?
I got out in 88, in March of 88.
Oh, why?
And I went in 78.
Oh, you went in 78. How about that? Did you do the SEAL thing right off of the bat?
No, I did the NCO and was teaching underwater demolitions, and then I went to Quantico and then went on and took on a SEAL team training them in UDT work.
Oh, you were UDT first.
Everything back then. Oh, you were in a while ago. So, well, from what you say. So, I mean, everything. There was no lineup of who did what. Everything was whatever you were told to do.
Yeah. I went in 78, but I was a deck ape on a destroyer, so
Okay.
yeah, it just kind of piqued my interest, sir. Did you go in as an officer?
I went in as an NCO originally, a non-com.
Oh, how about that? Where'd you start serving at?
I was originally in a small barrier island called Bataa off of Hawaii, which was an old PT boat base from World War II.
Oh, my, fantastic. How much time did you serve in Hawaii?
I was in and out of there all the time. That was my home base.
Oh, fantastic. I went there once, a couple of times. I did a few things and deployed Westpac. Did you do a Westpac, sir?
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, you missed out in the Philippines then, so...
No, I saw a lot of people that weren't loyal to the United States that we went in and removed.
I'm sorry, you did what, sir?
Removal of some people that weren't loyal to the United States.
Oh, who are those guys?
Yeah, and for a while I was put on the Guam for a while. You know what the Guam was, don't you?
The island of Guam or the ship?
No, the ship. It was a hospital ship.
Oh, it was. How about that?
The Guam was converted to a hospital ship.
I thought that was a helicopter carrier or something.
It was, but it was converted to a hospital ship during Grenada.
Oh, fantastic. When did you go to Grenada?
About 9 days before the invasion.
Oh, fantastic. And
we disabled troop transports.
Disabled them from the Cubans?
Yeah, so they couldn't move their troops around.
Who's that, the Grenadans?
Yeah.
No.
The Cubans couldn't move their trucks around.
How about that? He had said that something about mining Russian ships or putting listening devices on them.
No, we put cavitation plates.
Cavitation?
It's a big missile.
And what is
it cavitates in a particular frequency, so you can read it from below water and hear what ship is above you. But when I was doing it, we thought it was the American fleet. It wasn't until afterwards we found out it was the Russians.
He said 127 ships. That's a day of work.
Right.
That's right. We did everybody that was in the Black Sea at that time.
How long did that take? How many guys did that take to do?
It was 26 guys in 3 submarines, and we were there about 6 weeks.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
We left and came back, though, because they couldn't surface in there, and they had to restock and everything else, so they went out and came back.
I'll be doggone. I don't have quite that career. I understand you were wounded a few times.
Yeah, I'm pretty messed up.
How'd that go?
But,
I love a good war story.
well, I mean, I was cut in Grenada. We were come crawling out from under a transport truck, 2 of us, and there was a Cuban standing over us with an AK.
With a what, sir?
With an AK-47.
Oh.
And I was cut with a machete, and I was hit a couple of times. I was hitting the right knee, and I was hitting the back. The worst thing is they gassed us in Costa Rica, and trying to flush us out. And we believe to this day that gave most of our guys cancer.
Oh my.
Everybody's either died from cancer that was on that mission or had it cut out.
I'm sorry. Why would you be doing anything in Costa Rica? I thought we were all friends.
We were removing a couple people.
A couple of nasty Costa Rican guys?
No, Americans.
Oh, bad American guys in Costa Rica?
Yeah, they were. I can't go into a whole lot of detail, but yeah, that's where they fled to.
Is that sounds like Apocalypse Now with Colonel Kurtz?
That became my specialty. Do you remember a traitor in the '60s that turned against America and sold secrets to the Russians?
I'd have to have a name.
Cuba. We were the team that went in to get her 3 times.
Who was that, sir?
I can't tell you.
Oh, there you go. It was a girl?
It was a girl, yes.
Oh my gosh, in the 60s?
Yep, late 60s, 69, 70, and she fled to Cuba.
Cuba or Costa Rica?
Cuba.
Oh, doggone. Operating in Cuba, too?
That was our specialty, was to take them out.
I'll be doggone. Sir, I was talking to the guys about that now. I don't have quite that background, but they had said that you did not have to go through Navy SEAL training?
No, I was originally they drafted. They didn't draft me, but I mean they took me in when I was going to the FBI Academy in Quantico, and I went from there to a 3-week training course, and then I was put to be a teacher. And that didn't last. I was an NCO, and then I went through another 6 weeks of training, and I was an officer.
I'll be doggone. And retired after how long?
10 years.
10 years. And as lieutenant commander?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what the Coast Guard equivalent is to a Navy lieutenant commander?
It's an 04, I know that.
The what they call them in the Coast Guard?
No idea.
A lieutenant commander.
Oh, okay. I figured it was probably close to the same.
Yeah, well, it is. You know what it is in the Marine Corps, the Army, or the Air Force?
It's a colonel, isn't it?
No, it's a major.
Major? Okay.
Yeah, Sir, I didn't know anybody would not have to go through Navy SEAL training. Could you tell me why that you were...
Because they needed me to teach. They needed my skills to teach.
To teach SEALs?
Yeah.
UDT guys?
What's that?
UDT guys and SEALs?
No SEALs. I only spent about 3 to 4 weeks with the UDT guys.
And what were you teaching them, sir?
I was teaching them underwater demolitions.
And those guys did not have any UDT or SEAL guys qualified to teach them?
Basic training, but they needed more than that. We were using UDTs for other things besides stuff that goes boom.
Oh, what, the FBI was?
No, the Navy.
But they you were a FBI guy instructing SEALs?
Well, no, I was like I said, I was an NCO taken in while I was at Quantico.
Oh, you were a Navy guy, an NCO in the Navy.
Yes.
And what skills did you have to teach those guys underwater demolitions?
I was a master diver, and I knew underwater demolition and underwater construction.
And the Navy SEAL team, underwater demolition team, I'm a little confused, but they had no one qualified?
You're lumping two things together. The UDTs are different than the SEAL team.
Yep. And who were you teaching?
I was teaching originally UDTs, but then I went to SEALs.
And the UDT guys did not have anyone qualified to teach them?
They did, but they went through the basic training. They needed real life experience. Sometimes you don't get quite the experience of somebody that's done it on the outside. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I thought the underwater demolition team in World War II, Korea, through Vietnam, SEAL team, all that would have been stacked up with experience.
Well, after Vietnam, we lost so many guys that they were trying to run them through and get their elite forces built back up.
How about that? And that's quite something. I've never heard anything like that before. I thought all the SEAL UDTs would have had enough guys in them. Do you know how many SEALs were killed in Vietnam, sir?
No, I sure don't.
Yeah.
That was way before my time.
Oh yeah, I think I came in 78 as well, and I became a SEAL in 1984.
Okay.
I went through Bud's training, so when those guys were telling me all this stuff, none of it made sense.
Well, the biggest thing for me was they wanted my job skills.
And what was that, sir?
Well, underwater construction, underwater welding, underwater demolitions, anything to do with underwater.
Have you ever heard of Seabees in the Navy that do all that?
The Seabees were I don't know that Seabees were much up in that time frame. I know they were in World War II because I had an uncle that did some of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, they were up on it. See, that's where I was struggling when they were telling me some of that stuff, and I'm listening to this now. Underwater demolition teams got their start on the beaches of World War II in 1943. Right. And through Korea, Vietnam, all that. There were 49 SEALs killed in Vietnam. We had enough guys. We didn't need somebody from the FBI to teach anyone.
That's where they recruited me from.
Why would they have recruited you, sir? You stand out or something?
No, I was a standout. I'm not anymore. I'm an old man now.
For underwater demolitions?
Yeah.
Do you know any of the what you were teaching them there, the types of demolitions you were using?
Mostly we were teaching them underwater construction. We were working towards the program of the cavitation plates.
Sir, why would underwater demolition or SEALs guys need to know anything about underwater construction? What were they building? We usually destroy that shit, sir. We don't build it.
No, we didn't say we were building it.
Underwater construction? For what reason, sir?
Well, we were learning how to do things underwater in the construction type situation.
UDT and SEAL guys?
The SEAL guys, yeah. We were learning some of that to apply later on.
Well, I thought they pretty much had their hand on the underwater demolition. I don't know why anybody in the FBI would be teaching frogmen in the Navy. The Navy. Anything about that. In fact, I've never heard of such a thing of pulling guys from the FBI. There's nothing we need from the FBI to teach us a doggone thing. Are you making this shit up, sir?
No.
Did you serve in the Navy?
Yes, sir.
Yep. And for how long?
10 years.
10 years, and you made lieutenant commander in those 10 years?
I started out as an NCO. I did not start out as an enlisted man.
Sir, do you know we don't have NCOs in the Navy? Do you know what they're called? Did you go through boot camp?
No.
You didn't go through boot camp?
No, sir.
They just promoted you to NCO, and what was that rank as an NCO?
I don't understand what you're asking me, and I'm getting.
Well, what is an NCO, sir? In the Marine Corps, you know, it's a staff sergeant, a sergeant major, all that. What were you?
I'm getting a little offended by this.
Oh, you are? Well, so am I, sir. So am I. We don't have NCOs in the Navy. You join the Navy as a seaman recruit, seaman apprentice, seaman, you become a petty officer. That's what the Navy NCOs are. We don't call them that, but yeah, kind of like that. But you know, these strange stories of being gassed in Costa Rica and mining ships, and with the FBI teaching underwater demolition and SEAL team, sir, we got a 76 bloody year history.
What did you do, sir?
What's that?
What did you do?
I went through Bud's Class 131. I understand that you didn't even go through SEAL training.
No, and I admitted that.
And why? Well, you admitted that. Why would we ever make you a lieutenant commander and put a trident on you? We don't do that. You go through SEAL training so we can get a certain cut of guy.
I'm not going to sit here and be accused.
You need to answer his questions and answer what he is. I put too much fucking money into this thing. Okay?
I'm not going to sit here and be accused.
Okay? No, you're not.
I took this the other night.
No, you didn't take this the other night. But no, you need to get back on the fucking phone and talk to the guy.
I'm not talking to the guy. You guys insulting me. I'm not going to.
He's not insulting you. Okay?
Hold up. Bruce, there's been a number of people. Guy working on the website, Joe, the other day. That wasn't a setup. That was actually, I was asking about the account. But we've been defending you. You notice even the other day he was joking around and he was defending you. Going, no, Bruce knows his stuff. So a few people wanted to talk to you, including this gentleman, and I don't know what
There's a lot of details I can't give. I don't know him from Adam.
What? And the gentleman,
why don't you tell?
What's his ranking?
You want to tell him? Are you there?
Yeah.
Well, why can't, hey, with everything I'm doing, okay, I told you to be straight up and fucking shoot straight with me, okay? So right now, you need to end up talking to him, okay?
No, I think we're.
What the fuck is going on?
I think we're kind of done talking, Bruce.
How's he insulting you?
Because he's
asking questions, okay?
And he hasn't told me one damn thing about him.
Okay. Well, here, why don't you talk to him? Here, talk to this guy.
It's okay.
Hey, tell him who you are.
It's okay, big guy. I'm a retired Navy SEAL. I out-faked Navy SEAls. I check your name on a SEAL database, and everybody that ever graduated any form of underwater Scouts and Raiders, UDT, SEAL team is listed. Your name's not listed. And a matter of fact, sir, I pulled your records through the Freedom of Information Act today, and guess what they came back as? No results found. You never served a single day in any branch of the United States military. And by the way, sir, Guam is not a fucking hospital ship. Guam is a helicopter carrier. You're all over the fucking place with this shit.
During Grenada, the Guam was hauling injured Marines, injured soldiers. It was converted to a hospital ship.
Converted to a hospital ship, or they just put guys on there that were hurt? And, you know, this whole SEAL Team 3 thing, sir, SEAL Team 3 did not serve in Grenada. SEAL Team 4 served in Grenada, and SEAL Team 6 had its birth there in that. That was their first action.
I wasn't in during the invasion, sir. There's a lot more outside of what you.
And you're in fucking Costa Rica, sir? Costa Rica snatching bad Americans out of there? Come on. You're talking to a retired SEAL. Would you like to name? I'm looking at the SEAL database here right now. A complete listing. Would you like to name? Who's the coyote guy? What was that? The lone coyote. You want to give me the lone coyote's name, and I'll look him up here real quick.
I don't. I'm getting tired of
Is that classified, sir? You know what? I tell you what. When you get off of the phone, you Google me, Don Shipley, retired SEAL, and see what I do. I guarantee you, sir, you're going to get some fucking hate mail tomorrow at that gun store, if not worse. When you start ripping people off, being a slob and sitting behind that chair, ripping people off with your false claims of being a Navy SEAL and posting those awards up there. By the way, sir, I've got a Navy Marine Corps medal. Yours is backwards. And those other ones are fictitious. You bought them at a surplus store and you stuck them on there. They're in no order of precedence. They're in no order of anything. That's it. I don't even have time to screw around with this clown anymore. He's a total phony. He's a terrible fake. He's a slob. He misrepresents, and he is peddling weapons and having you guys flip the bills for him, being a total fucking phony that never served a single day.
He never served a single fucking day.
Anything else, guys? Anything I can do?
What's that?
Anything else you need from me?
No, I think that'll do it, man.
Yeah, I think it will do it.
All right.
See you guys. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Take care.
God damn. What a fucking slob. What a fucking slob that guy is. I have got a fucking screaming ass headache dealing with that guy. I try not to work myself up over these guys and let him go on. It was funny for a little bit, but they always pull the I'm getting insulted by this, and you know the rug got pulled out from underneath you. You're running the gun store down there, and I don't know how much fucking longer you're going to be running that thing. Not a lot. Not a lot. But a few. We'll go, why do you care? They're just harmless liars. Well, no, they're not. Those dudes are out 15,000, and the other company that invested and moved him around, they're out a huge chunk of change for that slob down there telling him he's a disabled SEAL and all his buddies are dead and all this grenada and mining and killing and machetes and all that other bullshit, and it's all a fucking lie. There's where your harmless lie is, right there. When you start taking advantage of people. I don't go after the barroom loudmouths. I don't have fucking time for that. I don't care. But when you're profiting from that shit, when you're lying to people and stealing their money, yeah, I'm going to have a word with you. I'm going to have a big word with you. Fuck. What a fucking clown, man. What a fucking clown.
My video membership website costs a mere $10 a month, but it ain't gonna last. Prices are about to go right through the roof when the Academy hands me my Oscar for going after this guy and outing him. And as big and stupid as this guy looks, and he is the fastest deleter of stuff on the internet. 300 YouTube videos, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, everything. When I got after him for that bullshit story he was telling people about being a SEAL POW. You don't want to miss this one. It's my finest work. If I fall over dead tomorrow, there's nothing I can do to top this lumpy son of a bitch. $10. That's the price of a flippin' pizza. Just ask him. He's consumed plenty of them.